All right, I got a wild hair. Take a couple pine boards that were 2 foot long and turn them into a new canteen. This is my first one. That was the prototype. I've made a few changes on it since then. The pine is very sticky, and I had a little extra fun with that. It clogged up my DeWalt 735, and I've cleaned that a little bit. I was trying to get the burning of the laser onto this and get that all figured out. I've got 16, 17 of these that we're going to be working on. This is a church scouting Roll Ranger program deal, and so I'm having to prototype this at home and then work it so that the boys can get theirs done. I did modify my dust collector deal. This just pours directly from the planer into that. Pull the rags off of it. It's doing just fine, just standalone. This is my FCF logo or my yeah. So anyway, there's the two canteens together. Um, I did get them sealed, and I actually put in some beeswax into the center of it, and been having to do a little research on all that, trying to figure all that out. Sewed up the strap, made some strap out of some canvas, and learned how to do that. There I am getting my double boiler going, and onto the video. All right, I've got some beeswax in the coffee pot. Just got water boiling over, and it's the beeswax boils at a higher temperature. I probably got this a little aggressive. I'll turn it down just a little bit. And it's been boiling for about 20 minutes, and it's almost all dissolved. They were a solid chunk. They were sticking out the top side of that. So the double boiler is important. If you don't, you're gonna have a flash fire. Okay. So if you don't use the water in a pot, put it in it, you're gonna forget about it. You're gonna have a flash fire. I'm speaking from experience. Okay. So unless you're gonna plan on sitting there and never leaving it, then you can monitor it. But if you're gonna walk inside, do something else, you don't want to do that. You want to put it in a double boiler and make sure that water never runs out. All right, to do this, cut you a piece of material 5 inches wide off of a nice Lowe's tarp. Harbor Freight we found out was a little bit too thin, so get you a good Lowe's painter's tarp. Cut it down to 5 inches wide, fold it in half, and then put your straight pins. This is the side we're going to sew. So I've got the edges together here. We're going to sew that, but we'll put them about every 8 to 10 inches. And then we'll sew this edge, and then we'll show you what we're going to do with that after that. All right, then once you sew down the edge, you sewed across the middle of it. Now you're going to push this down on the inside of it. We'll use a dowel. Let me go ahead and get that configured here. Well, I'm pushing that in just a little ways to make kind of a little bit of a pucker pocket, maybe about an inch or so down in there. And that's basically what it looks like. Then I'm going to stick the dowel in there and feed it back through on the inside, turn it inside out. Okay, I basically just grabbed the edges of it and pulled it back through. And now I'm to the point where it's about halfway through on the 3/8 inch dowel, and just keep pulling and until it pulls all the way through. Basically just taking the thing that's turned inside out and pinned it so it lays flat with the seam. Now we're just running a stitch down the center just to keep it to where it's flat.
No, we're not. We're out of thread.
Oh, we're out of thread. Okay. Anyway, so the smaller one here, that's basically what we're doing. We've got the edge hemmed, and we're putting this down it so it just doesn't quite roll up so much. And yeah, so it's coming out perfect. Okay. Well, it's taking shape. Got the leather keepers on, got the strap on it, got the cord on it, got it sealed with some beeswax, and we are actually ready to go. This turned out real well. My wife said it was beautiful, and that was pine with no stain on it. I just put a clear coat on it. Did put a little super glue on those brads. Those are upholstery tacks and a piece of leather. All right, something that's kind of unique about this is I saw this only on one place on the web, and they were talking about this. And whenever they would look at these, and they were wondering why the string went all the way through. And they got to thinking, says, well, hey, what's up with that? Let me move it up there. So after they had a drink, they thought, okay, well, how does that work? Well, if you twist it, it automatically pulls the stopper down and closes it. And then it keeps it held down so that it will not fall out. So that's kind of a unique deal. They were wondering why they had that going both directions, and so that's a good idea. And I thought, hey, I need to incorporate that. And thank you for watching. I've enjoyed the build, and our boys will enjoy it as well.